Good morning, everybody. Hope that you are having a wonderful day. In my former life, I worked under a painting contractor as well as a framing contractor, and it was a very good experience for me. It gave me time on the tools and a lot of learning and coming to grips with the proper way to do things. But I also saw contracting on the inside, and the number one money pit that you have to be careful of when dealing with contractors, and I'm already assuming that you've referenced a contractor out and checked on the quality of their work by talking potentially to other customers. The number one thing that you need to be careful of is something called change orders, which is orders for the workflow that have to be negotiated on site. And let me tell you, when a change order has to be negotiated on site, the contractor sees that as a pot of gold. He's got all of his equipment on site. He's already begun the work. He knows that you're not going to be firing him and bringing another contractor into the job. So he kind of has you by the you know what. You need to deal with that accordingly. Or do you? Trick that you have to bear in mind is to be as specific about the job as possible. Let's go over an example. Years ago, when I was working as a framing carpenter, we did a lot of setting forms for cement pours and things like that. And I remember one specific case where a person wanted to have a driveway come in, and the concrete contractors comes in, he walks off, he has this measuring wheel, he marks off the amount of concrete that has to be laid, he does the math, figures how many yards of concrete he's going to need, throws the labor factor on top of that, and gives you a quote. Well, unthought of by the homeowner was the fact that there was a tree that was a good distance away from where the driveway was going to end, but there was the matter of tree roots to deal with, and some of these tree roots were above ground, and what was going to happen over time is if you tried to pour concrete where the line was specified, the end of the driveway, eventually those roots were going to continue to grow, and they were going to crack the concrete, raise the concrete, and, well, destroy the job, necessitating another contractor to come back. Failure to know what's going to be entailed in a job. A contractor may or may not tell you that, but I'll tell you, once they get on the job site and notice that there's tree roots that have to be removed, oh boy, does the meter start ticking. The contractor has all of his equipment on site, all of his labor, and now we have the problem of removing tree roots. Well, let me tell you this. To a contractor, that's a pot of gold. That's a change order. That's something that has to be done on the job site, and they're going to charge you premium money for that, specifically because they do have the equipment on site and they know that you are not going to change out the crew. You're going to have to pay whatever the contractor says at that point in time, or you lose the whole deal. Here's the point. You need to be as specific with work orders as possible, okay? Very, very important. When you're hiring a painting contractor, you get a couple walls painted, the contractor already has 10 to 15 gallons of paint that's been ordered, probably a custom color. You look at that wall that's been painted, you bought from a little chip sample, and oh my goodness, that's not going to cut it. Well, guess what? That's a change order, and that's going to cost some real money. Smart idea is paint a good portion of the wall yourself. Take a look at it and make sure that you're going to like it so that no change order has to be put in. The number one pitfall of dealing with contractors, these change orders, you simply have to look ahead at what could go wrong and specify into the contract what you're contracting with the contractor to do. Very, very critical, because those change orders are the backbone of big money for contractors. Okay? Just a little tip from handy girl Rosie. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and thumbs up are appreciated.